Good investment decisions usually boil down to between 1 and 5 key principal things. My name is Thomas Regan. Over the last 4 years, me and my wife have 20x our equity position in our property portfolio. Today, I just wanted to talk to you guys about what are the things that I look out for when it comes to investing in property to make a good profit or to be comfortable with making the decision to execute or take action on a purchase. Now, I'm sure you've heard of other property advisors out there on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and they tell you they have like a 150-point checklist, which in reality, if they really need a checklist that big to make a property decision, I think they're really just making the checklist so big to make you feel like it's extremely hard to make a good investment decision in making a property purchase. Look, don't get me wrong, if you're making property investment decisions, you do definitely need to educate yourself and understand as much as you possibly can about property, but it's about understanding the right things and the real key things that makes property prices go up or that makes a good investment decision when it comes to property. For me, those things are cash flow. What is the property's cash flow? And that obviously includes how often or how easy this property is going to be to get rented out. Because if it is not easy to get rented out, obviously you need to factor that into the cash flow equation. For example, if it's quite easy to rent the property out for 52 weeks in a year, which is every single week, versus if it's kind of a little bit harder to rent out the property and it may take 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to rent out the property, you need to factor that into your cash flow equation, right? So we've got cash flow and then we've got capital growth. Now, capital growth is a big one. Does it have potential for capital growth? Now, there's many different ways, obviously, that you can look at, does this property have potential for capital growth? But the main ones for me is, what part of the market cycle is this property in? Is it below replacement cost? And and is it an affordable property? I think, and I have found that in any environment in Australia, affordable properties have potential to go up opposed to properties that are not affordable. Why? What do I mean? I mean, for example, if interest rates are going up, properties that are affordable can still be in high demand versus properties that are not affordable. It's very hard for these properties that are not affordable to grow in high interest rates environment. So at any point, an affordable property can go up in price. Now, the time in the market cycle that property is in is pretty huge part of that, that thinking. Now, for example, like, doesn't matter if the property's in a blue chip area or not. And why I say in a blue chip area or not, because most people have the perception that properties in blue chip areas always go up all the time, which generally they do, yeah, but properties that are, even if they're in a blue chip area and the market cycle is working against the property, potentially the property can't go up. Now, on the flip side, if you have any property and it's at the start of the market cycle opposed to at the end of a market cycle, the property will go up in value. So that factors into, does this property have potential for capital growth in my equations? And another one, I have a few more, but if it hits all three, if it hits at least three, I'm buying it. And that is the last one, or one of the last ones is, does the property have, what is the replacement cost of this property? Now, if you are buying a property that is below replacement cost, then intrinsically it is a good investment. If it costs more money to build the like a similar property than your one is worth for you to buy, then you are buying a good investment. Why? Because the price will get dragged up by new stock instead of the other way around. Now, the point of this video is you only need to, as long as you have the right principle, foundational investment decision lenses that you're making decisions through, you only need 3 indicators to make a good investment decision. Don't get analysis paralysis. The point of this video is to help you guys take action and know what to think about when it comes to making money in property. Now, every single one of the properties that I've ever purchased since I've realized what a good investment property is using these foundational principles has been a good investment for me. And what do I mean by good investment? I mean, as I said, the property is always cash flowing, meaning the property rent is always paying for all the expenses and the mortgage of the property. The properties I buy always or have had or have at least doubled in value in a 3-year period. And I mean, what more could you want than that? Every property that I've ever purchased, I've got my money back, 100% of my money back for, and I've used that capital to reinvest into other properties, into other investments, and it's allowing me to keep the ball rolling. I've looked at other markets that I haven't invested in, and I've used these principles, and if I reflect back to where those properties are and look at them now, 3 years later, those properties too have gone up. Okay, so very important, very powerful stuff. Hopefully this is able to help you in your investment journey make some money through property investing. See you guys next time. Bye.